Let's take a look at, in a little more depth, the idea or the concept of consumer behavior. Here's our agenda. We're going to consider the influences on our buying decisions, and then a very straightforward buying process model, a way to sort through and understand how decisions are made as they're influenced. So the influences. What influences what we buy as individuals? Now again, we're talking the B2C world or business to consumer, the retail world, individuals, you and me. Culture. Well, culture is, and don't let this idea become too big of a thing. Culture just is habits. It's not a right or wrong. So if you were where you were born, the language that you learned as a child, the way your parents decided on what they bought and when they bought it and who influenced those things, that's part of your culture. It's learned habits. Okay, we're not making judgment calls necessarily, but we're trying to understand that culture in context of decision making for purchases. Social context. Now your culture might be at odds or different than the society at large, but we still need to understand that society influences greatly what we buy, what we value, and what we purchase. But number one, without a doubt, is the family and culture. But social influences are there as well. Just take fashion, if nothing else. Personal things. Not every individual that is of the same culture, same age, same income, same everything, education, and family structure is going to make the same purchase decisions because they live different. So personal factors are incredibly important. Okay, but we're going to group those as a target market. So there tend to be similarities, among those things. Motivation, what moves us to see value and to actually make the purchase. So this is definitely what's the motivational factors that influence us. And as you can see, these aren't, these 5 things aren't separate by any means. They're all kind of woven together. So that's why you're trying to draw a profile of the target market in this way. And then perception, how you see the world. Perception may not be absolutely factually correct, but it's the method with which we sort of filter through things and, bring them to our attention and hope to understand them. So these influences, the more we understand them, the better off we're going to be when we make purchase decisions. So let's look at the buying model. Okay, buying decision process model, and this is a pretty basic one. So it's problem recognition. Now, problem doesn't mean something bad has happened. It might be there's an opportunity. That opportunity may include, something that would be advantageous for us, or it might be a true problem, like we got a flat tire. But anyway, and you can see that this ties to perception and the other influences. That next would be information search. Where and how do we look for product information? I mean, it's simple. It's that simple in the sense is, where do we look? Do we look at newspapers, catalogs, or do we tend to go toward the internet more? That's going to be dependent upon who your target market is, quite frankly. But that information search, to understand that, is key. Alternative analysis. So look at tires, for example. Maybe you don't have a flat, you just need new tires. I've done this shopping. There's a lot of offers out there. How do you sort through that? How do you evaluate the alternatives? Marketers want and need to understand that in order to position their product in the right spot. Purchase decision, what will finally kick us over the edge to make the monetary transaction. We want to understand those things. And again, none of these sit alone. They're all kind of woven together. And then post-purchase behavior. Do we feel good about the purchase or don't we? Do we return it? Do we, what do we do exactly after the fact? Are we satisfied? That's critical when we start looking at lifetime value of a target market or a customer. So that should get you a good running start at consumer behavior. I think you'll enjoy this study.